Hello everyone, my name is Troy, this is Billy the Burrito, and we want to welcome you back to the KotLC Fanbase channel, your place for all kinds of KotLC videos. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 10 things that I want to see in KotLC Book 10. You see what I did there? 10-10. I have got a lot of hopes and ambitions that I know are not going to actually be in the book, but I just want to tell you guys what I want to see, because there's so much answers that we haven't figured out yet, and I feel like Shannon has more up her sleeve. So we'll just have to see. Make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe down below, and leave a comment of things you want to see in the final book. Let's get into it. Now, obviously my #1 priority is Sokeef, so I'm gonna say Sokeef scenes as like my top most priority in KotLC Book 10. I and many others, I'm sure there's so many of you watching this right now, have been waiting for Sokeef for so many books. I've been a Sokeef shipper for I think 3 or 4 years, so I've been waiting for that confession and that kiss scene for a while, and now that it's there, I want to even see more that their relationship can go from here. I want them to be able to endure all these hardships and make it out on top. I want Sokeef to be endgame. And even though Shannon said that she is not Team Fitz or Team Keef, I think she has always leaned into Keef's character more than Fitz's character. Keef has had a lot of character development and Fitz hasn't. So I really do think we will get Sokeef, but I will be crushed if Sokeef breaks up before the end. I will be crushed, and I really hope that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed for Sokeef. Next, I want to see more collaboration between the Black Swan and the Never Seen. I want there to be kind of a union between them, like we saw kind of their little treaty in Stellar Loon, where Sophie met with Trix and they all kind of teamed up to get to the Stellar Loon before Lady Gisela could. I thought that was really interesting because both groups have kind of a similar vision, but they just have different ways of going about it. But if they're able to find some common ground and the more people there to help, the more progress they're gonna make. So I do think it would be very beneficial for the Black Swan and the Never Seen to put their heads together and figure out how they can get the changes that they want to see, like the matchmaking system and abilities over skills, talentless. Like their society is flawed in very many ways, and Sophie is kind of that glue that is just filling in those cracks, and hopefully by the end of the series we have some changes to how their society works that are going to be benefiting the society. Next up, I really want Lady Gisela to be captured because I think she is the one bad villain that is like stopping them from achieving this peace. Lady Gisela is off the rockers. She's trying to manipulate Keef, and I really don't want Keef to go through the 3rd step of Stellar Loon, but I do think he will, unfortunately. Lady Gisela has been masterminding for years. She's an amazing villain, but we do really need to stop her before things get too out of hand. So I want Lady Gisela to be put behind bars. Now, something that's been bugging me for a while is not knowing who Wraith and Blur are. I'm actually really curious to find out who these people are, and Shannon has had plenty opportunity to tell us. She hinted directly at Blur's appearance, but we still couldn't quite get that in-focus picture of who he was, and that has been nagging at me. People have been theorizing for the longest time that Blur is Jency's brother, but we can't know for sure until Shannon tells us. So I just really want that definitive answer. And if there are also any Never Seen members that we don't know, I want to know as well. Like, we can make as many theories as we want, but they're not true until Shannon writes them down. I also really want to figure out more of the cache secrets that we found in Stellar Loon from Kenric's cache. There were so many secrets, and not all of them applied to the events that happened in Stellar Loon, so I really hope we can loop back to those in this final book. In this next book, I really do hope Shannon can kind of loop back around, integrate the caches and how they relate to Elise and this new character that has just emerged in the cliffhanger of Book 9. There was just so much information, and I feel like a lot of it wasn't touched on, especially with that library and Prentice. There's a lot going on there, and I think Orelai also has more that she can kind of reveal in the future. We'll see. I really want Jency to manifest. I feel like he needs his big moment. I feel like he needs his revival in the series, just how Morella did when she was manifesting as a pyrokinetic. Jency could also really manifest as this cool power and kind of save the day, or just add this component that really completes Sophie's team and helps to take down, you know, the Never Seen or Elysian or whatever the final threat is gonna be. I will say it would also be quite a bit of a power move if Shannon left Jency talentless, because it really kind of further exposes that crack in that society, which is that talentless people are ridiculed, but really they can't control it. They've been through all the ability testing and those ability classes, but they just haven't manifested, and that doesn't mean they should be ridiculed and punished. Literally, the KotLC society is just eugenics, which if you don't know what that means, is just breeding people for the best genetics in their kids, which is a little bit controversial, and it's definitely not a good thing. So I think that we definitely need to cut ties with that. Sorry for the rant, but the next thing that I wanted to talk about was Sophie's biological father. I feel like we can't end the series still not knowing who he is. I think it's really important to Sophie's character. There have been so many theories. We've made several theory videos on just Sophie's father, and I've seen so many wonderful comments from you guys about who Sophie's dad might be. Some think that he's a totally new character. I think that he's a recurring character that we've already seen. But regardless, it's going to change the game. Just how Sophie's biological mother was. I mean, the Orlai reveal literally had my heart pumping. Mr. Forkle definitely knows, and I wonder if he'll be put in a situation where he's dying like his brother did and then tell Sophie the truth. That'd be so sad because I can't deal with the Forkle death twice, but it could be possible. I have been saying this since Sophie developed her enhancer ability, but I feel like Sophie could manifest one final ability. Maybe it relates to Keith's abilities or his stellar wound cycle, but I feel like Sophie's got one more ability inside her, you know what I mean? Whatever they have going for them is not working. They need some edge over the Neverseen or Lady Gisela, Elysian, whatever like their enemy is, and maybe that is an ability, or maybe that's Keith's stellar wound, but Mr. Forkle has been dropping a little bit of hints here and there, and he said that Sophie may manifest again. He did say her window was closing, but Sophie is an anomaly. Sophie is special, and she can definitely manifest again. Another thing I might want to see is Lord Cassius having a good relationship with Keith. Like, what I would give for Lord Cassius to tell Keith that he loves him. That would really make the whole series for me, because Keith deserves that. Keith has been going through so much abuse, so much trauma throughout his life, and he needs one good parent in his life. Lady Giselle is never going to be that for him, unfortunately. Keith's mental stability is completely reliant on his parents, and we see he hasn't really improved much since everything went down in like the 3rd book, Everblaze. I do think Keith really does need that pat on that shoulder and that I love you from his dad, and hopefully we get it. Cassius has been warming up to the thought of being there for Keith, but he hasn't done it yet. We need that definitive like shift, that I love you Keith. And lastly, I want there to be more relationships beyond Keith. I want there to be relationships like Bianna and Tam even, or Bianna and Dex. You know, we've got people like Lynn, we've got people like Morella, we've got people like Stina, Dex, etc. that need relationships. They're in their teen years and they haven't been in any relationships, so we need to see some chemistry, we need to see some intermingling, because Shannon does not have many more pages left. She's kind of forgotten that other characters need romances too, you know. Sophie and Fitz and Keith can't be the only ones involved in a romance. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please do be sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and comment down below, what do you want to see in KotLC Book 10? I'm really curious to know. Please do be sure to subscribe to our channel, it means a lot to us, and share this video with a friend. Me and Billy will see you next time. Bye everyone!